And you're the voice of the Cardinals, right?
Yes, that's right. I had a father this past weekend come up to me, and he says, "You're that broadcaster, aren't you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And his kid is now in Minnesota, bomber.
Yeah.
And playing for Minnesota, but he was talking about how he enjoyed listening to our games, and when you hear that stuff, man, that is just priceless.
Well, I graduated from La Folla and played for Buddy Waller, and my senior year we came here for homecoming, and you all had a 18-game winning streak, and we won for the first time in 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
And then my kids came here, and they both won independently of one another. Gavin, when he was a junior, they were 8th seed in the playoffs. We were 1st seed, and we came and won 40-18 or something.
Wow.
I was like, holy moly. But normally you kick the crap out of it. Yep, those. What can you do? But boy, they had a good season this year.
They weren't expected to either.
I was wondering how it was going to turn out when they had to split the schools. But
me too.
The other team's not bad either.
No.
If they were in the Big 8, they'd be number 1.
That's true. You ready to go?
Yep.
Good morning, Sun Prairie. Time to rise and shine.
What?
Time to pour the coffee with Bill.
He wants to be human.
Time to rise and shine with Bill.
He has all the ingredients for disaster.
Time to get going with Bill.
He is phenomenal.
Welcome to Baker Street with your host, Bill Baker.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to a stroll down Baker Street on Good Morning Sun Prairie. Glad to be here this morning, and got a great subject to talk about this morning. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and we've got one of the regional directors for the Veterans Chamber, Tom Parr, is in studio, and we'll get to him in a few minutes. We're going to talk about that and the opportunities that are available to veterans. There, I'm going to move my mic so that you can see through the camera. Just little things like that. But hey, I had a great weekend, and how can you not have a great weekend? Let's see, volleyball wins. We also had the football team just go up and get some roadkill by beating the Gophers. Gophers. Don't you want to say like this, like Gophers? And we just absolutely crushed those guys. So we got a huge bowl opportunity that's going to happen. Had a lot of fun at some of the Christmas activities this weekend. The Fire and Lights was fabulous. We'll talk more about that in a little while. And just had a great weekend. As my priest said this Sunday at Mass, he says, "This is not the start of Christmas. Black Friday does not start Christmas. Halloween does not start Christmas." He says Christmas starts Christmas Eve, And so I'm like, oh, okay, all right, Father, go ahead. Father Mike, you're the man. Okay, whatever you say. Just get us out of here in 45 minutes, okay? That's the thing. Hey, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, the Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie. We're part of the family of stations here at the Media Center, and proud to say that we are previously home of Station of the Year Hopefully we can kick that out this next year. We're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie, and of course, my favorite real estate company, the Baker Realty Group. So glad to be a part of this organization and supporting the Media Center all the time. For the last 8 years, 8 years we've been on the air, having a lot of fun, whether it's real estate or it's Good Morning Sun Prairie, Farmers Market, of course, football being number one, and then also baseball. I love doing special events. And this week, in fact, we're going to be on December 3rd, we're going to be at the Colonial Club for the Optimus Pancake Breakfast. We'll talk more a little bit about that, but you need to be there. 8 to noon is the time. Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus will be there. Mr. and Mrs. Claus, sorry. I'll be there. I'll be broadcasting live. My family will be there. Friends will be there. You got to come down and say hi and be a part of it. And then also, we'll talk about this a little bit later. The Lions, Sun Prairie Lions, we start our Santa visits, the sign-ups for it. We'll start the visits on December 15th, and we'll do Friday and Saturday nights and for 2 weeks. And then that second week, we'll do Friday, Saturday, and Christmas Eve. And you may recognize one of those Santas. He's a good-looking guy. Sometimes he's on the radio, sometimes he's selling houses. But, yeah, that's me. That's what's going on. So, hey, but let's do this. Let's get this show started. And because I think it is the Christmas season, because Macy's told me so, I saw the parade. Santa was there. And then also Fire and Lights, Santa was there. So that means it's Christmas season. So let's get this show started just a little bit different than we normally do. How about this? A little bit of Andy Williams. And I know most of you out there, okay, anybody listening to this show knows who Andy Williams is. It's Christmas time, folks. Right here on 103.5 WLSP.
Wonderful time.
Nice. Well done.
Woo! I tell you. So we are on Facebook right now.
Okay.
We're on YouTube right now. And I record the shows.
Okay.
So you'll get a copy of the show when we're done.
Okay.
Not as soon as I get it, you get it.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you can use it whatever way you'd like as long as you give me credit.
No problem.
It's I say to you. Just give me credit, damn it. I figured we'd do an hour.
Don't worry.
Anything in particular you want me to talk about?
Yeah, Q&A, whatever you want to talk about is fine. I mean, I just want to put the plug in at the end about the financial summit, because that's for everybody who's hurting. But other than that, whatever you want to talk about is fine.
Okay. I'll lead in with this. Well, I'll kind of lead it. I'll bring this in. We'll make this a key point for you.
Yeah.
Nice sponsors.
Yeah. I wanted to do a mostly regional on that, so I didn't want a lot of the bigger boys
Oh no.
help out some of the local banks. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
Sure.
we got a nice keynote coming in from UW Platteville, Les Hollingsworth, and then
I saw that when I was doing the homework.
Yeah.
Who is that?
So Les Hollingsworth.
Well, hang on to that.
What you get?
Yeah, hang on. We'll
Sure.
talk about that.
Yep.
See where we are. They're always my favorites. The music's always my favorites.
There
I
you
probably
go.
have 50, maybe 60 playlists. When I first started, what was funny about the playlist is that I panicked over them because I didn't have one ready.
Mhm.
So every week I would go in and create a playlist. It could be whatever you want: top hits, current hits, country hits,
Mhm.
60s, 70s. I mean, and so then Bill's favorites. And so now I have so many lists put together that it's very easy.
Sure.
I just have to update them once in a while.
No, and the oldies are
I
they're
know.
always classics.
Oh
so,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. And I'm an oldie, so it's okay.
me too.
My son is Alex Baker. His stepdad is Brian McCula. You know Brian?
Sounds familiar.
He was a deputy
Yeah.
sheriff. He was Army. Alex went to the Navy. And then Brian's son Josh, he's up at Lawrence. I believe it's either Lawrence or St. Norbert's in the I can't no, ROTC.
ROTC.
Yeah. And
Probably St. Norbert's, yeah.
yeah. And what a great surprise that was.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that too, about the I see an influx of more people
Yeah.
going to the military
Yeah.
compared to when I was that age.
Yeah. I enlisted right out of high school, and then I went to UW-Madison, got my commission, and then went on active duty as an officer. So I did both sides of the house.
Did you?
Yeah. Sometimes being enlisted is a lot.
We'll talk about that. Hey, Valerie and Diane, good morning. Glad you guys could watch. The third song snuck in on me. That's all right. Christmas songs are cool because they're short.
Yeah.
But when you get used to like 4 or 5 minute songs, and then you do this, they're like,
I did 4 of them.
you better go to the bathroom fast if you have to take a bathroom break, you know.
Yeah.
All right. You got about a minute.
Okay.
Hey, Valerie, I want to ask you about your sister off the air. Talk a little bit later today. Love me some Christmas classics. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it. Look, we have cold temperatures outside. It snowed this weekend. Now we got Burl Ives singing in our ears, and Andy Williams. And I love to throw those names out when you're around young people, especially because they have no idea who those people are. And if you say Burl Ives and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, they're still thinking he's just a snowman. It's hilarious. But yeah. Well, bit of history. That shows the gray matter that's between my ears and the gray that's on my head. I tell you, but oh, old time stuff. But speaking of old timers, no, I didn't mean it that way, honestly. Hey, I met this gentleman at the chamber breakfast last Tuesday. And actually, I think I've met him before. We were talking about that. I can't figure it out. I don't think he had me in handcuffs or anything. Not that I know of, but or I can remember. But it was a great opportunity. He has no idea about the opportunity because I didn't really share anything with him, but I want to share a little bit about this, and then I want to really dive into the advantages, the opportunities of the Veterans Chamber of Commerce and why it is so important. So now I'm going to talk about Brent Iceburner. Good morning. There's your Marine right there. In our city alder too, District 2. So I have a 29-year-old son, spent 8 years in the Navy. I got to tell you, he right out of high school, 2 weeks later, boom, he's in the Navy. He went to boot camp, was the scariest time of my life, having a son in my life for that long. And let me tell you how it started, is one day a box arrives. And in that box, perfectly folded, perfectly positioned, are his clothes, his shoes, his cell phone, all of his personal items are in this box. And it's delivered to your house. We took him to Great Lakes down in Chicago, north of Chicago. And the Navy took him. And I had no contact for 8 weeks, basically, except for these letters that were being written. And when I say these letters that are being written, they were written in a way that I just kept shaking my head because they were capitalized. Every word was capitalized. Found out later that they were told to do that. And it was just a very proud moment for me, watching my son being sworn in to be in the Navy. And then boot camp. Like I said, that scared the Jesus out of me because I didn't have a contact. I was worried about him. Wanted to make sure he's doing okay. You know, I was that helicopter dad trying to hover over him while they were pushing me away a little bit. And there's no way you can contact him. There's just no way. There's no way. They own him. They own your kids. Well, I got to tell you, after finally we get the announcement that graduation, and we're going to go down to boot camp. We spend time. We get down there, and couldn't have been prouder. I've always been proud of my son and the things he's been able to do and try. And oh my gosh, if a risk taker, this dude is one of them. Not only does he scuba dive and parachute, he does that longboard stuff down these big, huge hills, which okay, I'm a scuba diver, but I've jumped out of airplanes with him, but I'm not doing that longboard stuff. So I saw him graduate in the Navy. I saw a man that had developed in 8 weeks. I watched a young man go in to the military and then a man come out of boot camp. Goes to his school, A school, down in, he had a tough life. He spent boot camp in the summer. He went to Pensacola in the fall, spent over a year down there in Florida, and then his assignment was out in San Diego. Oh my gosh, how tough is that life? On an aircraft carrier, and then later he went to Japan. From there he went to Washington State, and then he came out. Now he was in munitions, and he was also a rescue swimmer. So if you fell off that boat or a plane went down, he went in after you. And I've got some great pictures of him doing that. And he has some stories that he will tell, and there's some other stories he will not share with you that really bother him, because he did have some planes that went down and he could not recover them. Or he did, and you just don't hear about it. And so, but an incredible young man who, working in munitions, let me tell you what he did. He took the bombs and missiles from the middle of the ship, the aircraft carrier. They prepared them. They put the cones on, brought them up to the ship, up to the deck, flight deck, and then put them on the planes where they're armed and they're ready to go. And that he also did the bullets, I guess, and all that stuff too. But he lived in a bunker. He drove a forklift. He learned to drive a forklift on a ship. I can't walk across the floor straight. How do you drive a forklift, a big forklift, on an aircraft carrier? But anyway, this kid went through some training that is just like second to none. He decides he's done. Against my wishes, I wanted him to go in, I wanted him to retire. I wanted him to do 20 years. He got 8 years in, 12 more is easy. It's not as satisfying as a lot of people think. For him, it was not. He went in to be a scuba diver because he likes scuba diving, become a commercial diver, which he did afterwards. But he came out. He came out of the Navy. Now, here's what's interesting, and this is why talking with Tom Parr today is going to be exciting, I think. And he got married, by the way. He got married, and then his wife was getting ready to come out. But they both had the same feelings on this. They felt like they had no expertise. They had a very tough time adjusting outside of the military. And I said to Alex one day, I said, well, I don't understand it. He says, Dad, I've been told what to do for 8 years. I didn't go anywhere unless I was told to go somewhere. I didn't do anything unless I was told to do something. And he said, I don't know if I have an expertise. I'm like, dude, you were handling $1 million pieces of equipment. You were a crew leader, or whatever you call it, supervisor. You were managing these guys that had these things attaching to planes that killed people. And if one blew up, would really destroy that ship. That mindset and training was reverting a little bit. Now, that's a little bit of my story. Now I want to introduce this guy to you because we're going to talk about the Veterans Chamber of Commerce. Tom Parr is Wisconsin's Southwest Regional Director. Met him at the breakfast the other morning. And I want you to know that the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce is a membership-based business, just like our chamber here. And it supports veteran-owned and veteran-friendly businesses across Wisconsin. They advocate for Wisconsin's veteran business community, and they promote economic opportunity for military veterans, military families, and veteran family businesses. And Tom, welcome to the show.
Well, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me today, Bill.
Was that a mouthful?
That was quite a mouthful.
I got to tell you, I had no clue that that there was such a thing as a Veterans Chamber of Commerce.
You're not the only one.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce started in 2015 by a guy by the name of Saul Newton in the Milwaukee area. He's an Afghan war vet, came back, saw that the economic situation in Wisconsin was kind of dismal. So he looked around and did some analytics on his own and decided to start the chamber. So we've been here ever since.
Oh my goodness. So is there a Veterans Chamber on all 50 states?
No, currently right now I believe there's only 8 states that have their own independent Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and then there's a national one, and then there's like a Midwest one, but
okay. That
kind of gets watered down because there's so many veteran-owned businesses in the United States. Being a part of a larger chamber isn't sufficient for their needs. So yeah, I was surprised too that every state didn't have it either when I was hired with the chamber.
I'm still just blown away by this because when I saw what you did, I'm thinking, because Alex came back, I got to tell you, all right, so he was in business in Washington State. His marriage ended, and so he came home, and which I'm glad. I miss my kid anyway. Hear me? My kid, my 29-year-old kid. I have a 39-year-old kid too. I'm not that old. I started young.
I hear you.
And it wasn't with a teacher. No. Oh no, I am with a teacher. Oh damn. He came back, and what he was doing in Washington was pretty exciting. And here's what he did. He was part of a group. He's a commercial scuba diver. So he used part of his money he got from the military, and he went and got certified as a commercial scuba diver. So he was doing some things in Whidbey Island is where he was, right outside of there. And one of the specialties for this company was to, get this, inspect and clean water towers.
Wow.
But my first thing was, well, why do you need to clean them? Why are they dirty? Why is my drinking water dirty? They had a great business plan, and they were the dominant force in Washington State. And he was coming back home. He had to leave that. He had a great relationship with them, and the owner still does to this day. He came back, and so I started thinking about it. I said, I have never heard of such a thing. Never. And so I started doing some homework. there's really not a business here in Wisconsin. There's one located in Lodi, but there's really not a dominance. It's people from outside of the state.
Sure.
And you know, in Wisconsin, we like Wisconsin people. You know, we want to do business with Wisconsin business people. And so, doing that homework, I thought, here's a hell of an opportunity. And Alex goes, well, I don't know where to start. Where do I go get the money to start something like this? I'm like, well, we could do this and that. Never did I ever think of the chamber or an organization like this that would actually help out a veteran start a business.
Sure.
And talk about that. What are the things that can be done?
Well, what we've seen, and there's been a lot of studies around the country on what happens with vets when they come back in and they try to, assimilate back into what we would consider, the Monday through Friday type of thing. Because let's face it, veterans, including myself, we have transferable attributes that we learn in the military called soft skills, if you want to call it that, but it's perseverance, your work ethic, team player, and working with leadership and being, sound in mind and body. And then you come back to the 9 to 5, and people find it very difficult to assimilate back into that type of time and space because that's not what they're used to. So what we see is vets come back from active duty, they come back into, either public or private sector, and they get bored.
Oh.
They get there and they're like,
what do you mean they get bored?
This isn't for me. So they'll do,
oh my gosh.
Some of them gravitate, a lot of them gravitate to the trades, but then they find out after a couple years, it's not the same as when they were in the military.
But see, Alex would say, if he were sitting here, and I should have invited him, but I thought I could talk about him with him not being here. It'd be a lot more fun.
Sure. Because
he'll hear about it later and go, damn it, Dad, why'd you do that? He would tell you that there's a lot of waiting around, a lot of sitting around, a lot of wasted time.
Yes, sir.
And I'm a working man. Oh, I had to use that phrase, sir. You're the captain, United States Navy, or Army.
Yep.
Oh man, I got Navy on the brain.
No, I hear you, but what they find out too, like a lot of veterans, they go in for a couple of years, they do a job, and they get bored or whatever, and then they say, why don't I start a business?
Yeah.
I could take some of those skills that I learned in the military and make a go of it, and that's where the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce comes into play. We'll help you out.
Sure. I had my former daughter-in-law, her job, I love to say this, her job was to catch planes. She was in charge of the lines going across the carrier.
Sure.
And she was one of the supervisors for that, and as a petty officer. And her job was to make sure those were inspected, that they were in place, that they worked. Because not only do they catch the ship, they also help pump the power into the ship, the steam and the pistons and all that stuff. And she kept saying, Alex is watching. Good morning, Alex. I'm talking about you. This ought to be good. Her thing was, what's her expertise? And I said, girl, you were catching, $100 million planes. You were responsible for that. It's just like Alex. You were responsible for bringing something that goes boom and putting it on a plane. You were responsible for recovering somebody in the water.
Yeah.
That's a huge responsibility. Those are skills that employers look for.
Yes, they do.
They know they're going to be on time. They know they're going to be responsible. They know they're going to do their job at a high level. And you help promote that. You help take the veterans and you help promote those skills in the hiring process.
Yes.
For guys that come out.
Yep. We have several programs at the chamber that we try to, and we're developing in order to help that mom and pop small business just starting out, or all the way up to corporations who are looking to start resource groups to help recruit and retain their employees, because we know that's a big silent quitting is a huge deal right now. So we're trying to incorporate some things and try to figure out what are the needs of not only the individuals that are members in our chamber, but also the entire state of Wisconsin. See see if we can wrap our collective heads around what's happening here for veterans and try to assist in any way possible.
I like the phrase that you use in the program, and it's called invest in vets.
Yes, sir.
Invest in vets. How to attract vets. Understand how veterans provide value to your organization. Retain the veteran talent you currently have and that you employ, that's huge. That's a no-brainer, you would think. But I don't think employers, and I don't have any staff now, but when I owned Baker Healthcare, I had 27 people. I had to make sure that they were, I was going to say the word motivated. They don't have to be motivated to do a job, but they have to be the type where they're going to get up every morning and come do their job and do it at a high level.
Sure.
But retaining those people is probably, I think, one of the easiest steps that most companies do not do.
No, and I'll give you two perfect examples.
Sure.
So the week of Veterans Day, I had the honor of going to American Family's World Headquarters with Dr. Susan Schrank, who is my counterpart. She's the Southeast Regional Director for the Chamber. We went to their Veterans Day celebration and award ceremony, and the Employer Support for the Guard and Reserve from the state of Wisconsin gave them multiple awards at AmFam for what they do for their veterans, and their veteran support group is fantastic. It's a model for others to be a part of, and I was humbled to even be in the room when they were getting those awards. And then later that week, I was also very thankful for Serta Simmons Bedding, who just built a brand new factory in Janesville.
Yeah.
They're firing up their Veterans Resource Group because these corporations are now understanding we want to attract and retain the best of the best, and let's look at some of the veterans and see what we can do to bring them into our system and make sure we keep them till retirement.
Yeah.
And that's all, awe-inspiring for me to see companies paying attention to what's going on and saying, hey, guess what? We could really use their attributes and their abilities to help grow this company, so let's do it.
Sure, I like that. Hey, we were talking while the music was on, during the break, I guess I'll say, that there's been an uptick in the amount of people that are going into the military.
Sure.
And the number of veterans that we have now. Well, veterans would be after military, active duty, right?
Sure. There's been recruiting problems, not with the Marines. The Marine Corps has always been solid.
Wow.
And they always will be solid because they are the best of the best in terms of recruiting and training and the outlook. Being in the Army, and my dad was in the Air Force, tip our hats to that type of scenario. But for the most part, the economy right now is in such disarray that we're seeing a lot of younger people in the United States gravitating towards the military for those additional benefits that they may not get at a job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite interesting. And based on what's happening globally, it's kind of weird.
Sure. We're also talking to Alex, his brother Josh McCullough, or his stepdad Brian McCullough. He was Army, and he came out. He became a police officer, similar to what you did.
Sure.
He was with Dane County Sheriff's, now retired. His son Josh is at St. Norbert in the ROTC program, so he'll be Army also.
Sure.
And Alex's age, he graduated in 2013. Austin Albert, top student at Sun Prairie, definitely graduated with honors at Sun Prairie. Went to college, and then went into the Navy, and is now Dr. Austin Albert.
Very nice.
And so you're seeing that more of an interest, or wait, the word isn't interest. It's acceptability of going into the military. Now, back in '79, there was not acceptability. I remember even going to register. Back then you had to go register the draft. Today it's just automatic. And what was funny is back when Alex was turning 18, I think it was 18, or was it 17? when they registered.
18 for selective service, yeah.
So he didn't have to do that, and I kept thinking, well, I'm sure you have to, Alex. Oh, it's automatic, you know. So when I did it, I had to fight a line in the post office of protesters, and you know, being called baby killer. I'm like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Baby killer. I'm like, I'm an 18-year-old guy. But I do have to say that also later in life, after college, I went to I went to the Navy. I was going to do Army because my dad was Army also, but I went to the recruiter and sat down and talked to him, and I said I'd like to be a Navy doctor, and I'd like to put me into that program. I don't want to be a corpsman. I just want to be in the medical corps, to say, but not a corpsman. He said, well, you'll have to test for that. And he says it would be a 12-year commitment. I'm like, okay. I'm a young guy. I don't know. I got nothing. I'm married at this time, by the way, and my ASVAB was at a 92, but I was going to have to test. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, well, exact words, well, if you test as a garbage man, then you're going to be a garbage man. I said, well, I don't want to do that. If I'm going to give you 12 years of this college-educated brain, and I want to be a doctor. And we had a disagreement about that. Today, I don't think that disagreement would happen.
No.
Because I decided not to do it because I didn't have that guarantee.
Sure.
But kids are it's more acceptable in the families and with our kiddos, young people.
Sure. And I think the technology there, if you look at when I enlisted in 1990, the amount of technology that the U.S. Army has in terms of computer and capabilities and things like that with drones, all this cool high-tech stuff, we didn't have that in 1990. So if, you know, a 21-year-old adult looks at that and says, hey, I might get an IT profession on the back half of this thing, why not?
Right. IT. Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
There's a field that's going down and down and down.
I hear you.
It's like graphic design.
Sure.
Yeah. You can make more money at Culver's. It's a tough field.
I hear you.
But it's interesting. I love the perception change and the importance that we see. Especially, we saw an uptick after 9/11.
Sure.
Very similar to like World War II and Pearl Harbor. All of a sudden, everybody went, boom, I'm in. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. As long as we take the right people in.
Sure.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, the screening process has always been pretty stringent on everything that you know, MEPS.
What's MEPS?
Well, that's the in-processing center you got to go through with your physicals and all that other stuff in order to get into any of the services. So, I mean, yeah, it's got to be stringent. We don't want a situation that we're going to regret later. So.
Sure. Well, I got to tell you, being on that aircraft carrier and doing the Tiger thing, and knowing there are 4,500 other sailors on that ship.
Sure.
45. That's a small city.
Yep.
They even had Starbucks on the ship.
Nice.
Did they have that in the Army?
We had Burger King on post.
Burger King.
Yep, that was sweet.
Did you visit that place often?
Not as much as I would like, no.
Charbroiled, man. Have it your way.
That's right.
So your duties with the chamber.
Sure.
Define what those are.
So I'm the Southwest Regional Director. I'm in charge of roughly 18 counties in the southwestern part of the state, all the way from, you know, Dodge to the Mississippi River up to Fort McCoy, and then I'm also looking over a couple counties in northwestern Wisconsin. But basically what I do is I reach out to businesses and ask them, number one, what can we do for you?
Sure.
And that surprises people because that's a loaded question, and they're not looking for that. So we ask them, you know, what can we do for you? A lot of times they're looking for a networking avenue, or looking for hiring purposes, looking for veterans to hire, and sometimes they're looking for financial information to, either keep the doors open or figure out how to retain employees. So I kind of a man of many hats. There's a lot going on, and a lot of things to look at. So
We could do a show. We could talk about the chamber, veterans chamber, veterans. We could be here all day.
sure.
There's so many different aspects of this, and I don't think that. I'm hoping that most veterans that are coming out of the military, they know where to go and what to do.
Sure.
Is that true?
A lot of times, no. There's two things that I know, and a lot of times it's veterans like to be anonymous, not big chest thumpers for the most part. They just listen. You served, you do what you needed to do, and then you're back in civilian life. And the second thing is sometimes they don't look outside their limits. So they kind of have a blind spot, and they're not looking to the left and right. They just see what's in front of them, and that's kind of a problem. So we're blessed here in southern Wisconsin with veteran service organizations. The county VSO, the VAs here in Madison.
VSO?
Yeah, the veteran service officers.
Okay.
They'll help you with VA claims and things like that. But there's a lot of entities out there. The chamber isn't a veteran service organization. We help facilitate veterans who need information. We'll pass them off to where they need to go. We're a chamber like any other chamber, but we also have that extra caveat of being veteran focused. So if you have a question or a concern, we'll steer you into the direction of where you can get that help. And there's a lot of good city, county, and federal agencies in this area at least to kind of bridge that divide.
Do you think being a veteran, if I were a business owner out there, and because there are people looking for people. I mean, our buddies, Joe Van Tassel down at the Cannery Wine and Spirits, the wine shop next to Bank of Sun Prairie. He can't get a bartender for Friday and Saturday night. And he said the way he figures it out, it could be about $40 an hour with tips.
Sure.
Counting with tips in it. He can't get two people, maybe even one. But here's what I was going to ask you is that with businesses really searching for good employees, this is kind of like a pre-qualifier. If I'm an employer that I'm hiring, I'm looking at a veteran.
Sure.
Man, he knows how to be on time, which I got to say is probably the number one issue that most employers have is their employees just showing up,
Yep.
showing up on time, and then being focused on what they're doing.
Sure.
It just seems like this. Am I off base here on this, or?
No, a lot of the skills that veterans have is what's coveted in the private sector.
Okay.
You look at, like you said, the work ethic, the availability.
Sure.
If I have to go roof a house on Sunday morning, the veteran's going to go, what time do I need to be there?
Right.
That's not, that's how we're wired, and that's what's really coveted in today's. You can't teach work ethic. I mean, either you have it or you don't, and that's what people are looking for hiring. Now, the good news about the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce is we're smart enough to partner with other chambers.
Right.
So if you're looking at networking and collaboration efforts, we're partnered with Sun Prairie Chamber, Middleton Chamber, Madison Eastside Business Alliance, Madison Downtown Inc., and 17 other chambers in Wisconsin, because there's power in numbers. We're stronger together. And I know all of those chambers have job boards, and so do we. So, I mean, that kind of helps. So if you're searching for help and you're not getting it at Indeed.com, go to your local chamber and check out their job boards and stuff, and also look at where they're going and talk to people.
Sure.
Figure out where's the hidden gems.
Right.
In my chamber, we also work with outside groups who actually go to military installations and recruit soldiers, sailors, and airmen who are getting out of the military to come to Wisconsin and retire and start their new career. So I mean,
Wow.
there's those avenues too, because why not? That's a great tax base to come into this state. Veterans coming out of the military who you know are going to work 40, 50 hours a week, pay their taxes and do the right things, and really help the economy, because commerce is commerce, whether it's in Stevens Point or some Prairie.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, you've got something big going on. It's the 2024 Financial Summit for Business. It's a 3-panel, and it's got panels and all that. Talk about this for a minute, because the flyer is quite impressive. And then you have Dr. Leslie Hollingsworth that's coming in to chat.
Sure. So I started in the chamber June of this year, and I started asking people, what do you need? And there's 3 major needs for small businesses. The first is I need financial capital to keep my door open. The second is I can't figure out renting and or office or living space. And then the third thing is I don't have a marketplace set up where I can have those benefits needed in order to attract and retain employees. So I started talking to some bankers and stuff, including the Bank of Sun Prairie, and I said, hey, we got a situation here. Maybe we should wrap our collective heads around starting something. So we thought of this financial summit, and then I asked, what can we do to kind of broaden our horizons with this? And Dr. Hollingsworth came to mind, because Les Hollingsworth was field artillery in the Wisconsin Army National Guard. I met him through a business conference that we had in Milwaukee in October. And he's also done stuff with our chamber in the past, and he's also the business director at UW Platteville School of Business. So he's going to be our keynote. Now, the one thing about the Business Summit, it's going to be February 1st at the Sheridan Hotel in Madison, and all businesses, you don't have to be veteran-owned, any business that's struggling, please come to this Business Summit, because we have breakout sessions to discuss what you may have questions on, and we also have an open expo so you can go talk to bankers and financial institutions to try to figure out more and try to help your situation.
So can they find it at the chamber email?
Sure.
Or website, I mean?
Yep.
wiveteranschamber.org.
Yes, sir.
I love when he calls me sir. Gosh, I didn't earn that though. I've been told that. But you need to look at this. Did you hear what he said though? It's veteran and non-veteran owned. If you're not a veteran-owned business, that's okay. Come check this out.
Yeah, and we picked, I think there's over 20 regional financial institutions involved with this, and they're all doing this out of the goodness of their heart, because we know businesses are struggling in southern Wisconsin. So if you need help at all, it's from noon to 5 p.m. It's a half a day. You're in and out, free parking. The Sheridan is gorgeous, and let's help you out if we can. And I don't care if you're a member or non-member. It's all about commerce right now.
Is there a cost for this?
Yes, for participants who are going to attend, it's $60 for non chamber members and $40 for chamber members.
Okay. Veterans Chamber.
Veterans Chamber members.
Because
yes.
we are chamber members.
Yes.
Of the greatest chamber in the whole wide world.
Yep.
The Sun Prairie Chamber of Commerce, where we hit 500, over 500 now.
Bless you. That's good news.
Woo! Man, I tell you, when you've got administrative staff like we do, everything is possible. And the makeup of the chamber. You gotta watch those ambassadors though. Since I are one. You gave me some information. You gave me a lot of information. You gave me the study to review, and I was telling you that I got lost in it. I went down the rabbit hole and was just into that. And we don't have time to talk about it, but I think you need to come back on and we'll talk more about that.
Sure.
Because it's really interesting about the different aspects of this: the education, economy, housing, and health of veterans in Wisconsin. And I found it informative, and I'd love for you to come back and talk more about that.
No, that'd be perfect.
But today I really was into, I got to help you get the word out that for veterans that there are some possibilities for you, either by employment or even starting your own business.
Sure.
I love starting your own business. A lot of opportunities. Now, this seminar that's going to happen on February 1st, there's going to be 3 panels. One being the first panel, securing financial capital for your business. If you didn't hear that, listen to it again. Securing financial capital for your business. That's huge, folks. And you've got, if I look down on the flyer, there's probably 15 different banks, lenders that are here that are going to help define that. Then also property financing and housing and office space. I mean, that's a key one also. We've got a lot of office space available out there. Commercial real estate is soft right now. And then the last one, group and individual retirement plans. You got to think about that. You got, being 62, I'll tell you got to think about that. I hope I make it to 63. But so there's a lot of good stuff on this. And again, it's going to be February 1st. It's the 2024 Financial Summit for Business. And it's going to be held at the Sheraton Madison Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Can't miss it. Great place to go. And Tom Parr, thanks, man, for wearing that uniform.
No, I appreciate it.
We appreciate it, man. It's a huge commitment. And your dedication, 30-some years?
So, yeah, 32 and a half between the Army and the cop shop, yeah.
Oh, and then to be a cop.
Yeah.
That is something else. Now, I did talk to Alex about that. I said, you should be a cop. And he goes, no.
My boys will never be
No?
police officers after they watch what Dad was doing, so no.
Lord, yeah, it's not an easy task.
No.
It's not an easy task. So, but I want to thank you for being on. Thank you for being here. Know that you have a resource anytime you'd like to come back here and let's talk. I got one at home and I carry him in my heart. So I want to make sure the veterans out there know what's going on and how we can help them. And we know that we can do that through the chamber. Last question for you.
Sure.
Should Sun Prairie members of the Chamber of Commerce be a member or join your chamber, or are we affiliated because of that?
The good news is you're affiliated because we brought you into our chamber and you brought us into yours. So
Okay, cool.
I mean, if you're a Sun Prairie Chamber member and you want to come to the conference, you get $40. We'll charge you the chamber fee.
I'm
for
there,
us.
man. I am there, and I'll get this promoted really well. And thanks for giving us the flyer and all that. But what an opportunity to sit at our breakfast this past Tuesday and to meet you, and the light bulbs went off right away. And I heard everybody else's conversation, but I was focused on you the whole time.
I appreciate it.
I was doing an interview with you, and you had no idea. And it's in my mind. I'm like, oh, this is a show, and I'm listening to everybody else, even Teresa Stevens, my buddy, and but I was really looking forward to this, and so thank you so much.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate it. Hey, let's take a shift here. I'll go back to some music. We're going to reset the show, and then we will come back with one of our frequent guests and superstars. The executive director for the Library Foundation is Teresa Stevens. Be back in a second. You're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie. Good morning, Sun Prairie.
Good job, Tom.
Thank you.
You're still on Facebook.
Awesome.
Great.
See, look, my notes. When I say I was ready for you, I mean I got notes. We didn't cover half of it.
No.
You did a great job.
Yeah, let me know when you want to do the UW Milwaukee study, because
Oh yeah.
the numbers from 2015 to now, you could just see everything shrinking from population to median income for vets and everything. It's like,
But you got to lead in with it before that, though. I mean,
Yeah.
What was there before?
Yeah.
Because we were leading, and
yeah, and we kind of fell apart.
yeah. Well, I bet you a lot of things. But what did I have in here?
No, I appreciate it
That would
though.
be-
They generate 13 veteran-owned businesses, $13 billion annually for Wisconsin, and employ about 68,000 workers.
Yeah, and before in 2015, it was 20.1 billion,
Wow, that's
and
wow.
110,000 people were employees of veteran-owned businesses. Now it's down to 68,000.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah.
a huge
Wow.
pain.
Yeah. But no, I appreciate
You
it.
want me over
Thanks.
there? Or?
Yeah, you're gonna go in the corner.
Okay.
We're gonna put baby in the corner.
Leave it. Good to see you.
Yeah, nice seeing you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. You know how to find your way out?
Yeah.
You're welcome. Want to put your coat up here?
I guess. That'd be nice.
Or thanks for coming out on a cold morning.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, we got Barbie auction.
Really?
Yeah. And we've got doing Tuesday. I also talk about nonprofit giving.
Sweet.
Not just
I knew about
tomorrow.
Barbie stuff. I was wondering if there's something else you want to talk about.
I mean, we're close to 2 million.
Yes.
We're getting there. So,
Nice.
yeah. We just need a little push.
We do it Giving Tuesday. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. We can do that.
I like this song too.
Yeah. I can't do that.
Oh, okay.
Perry Como. Interesting guy.
I don't know much about Perry Como.
No, Tom Parr.
Oh.
Huh. My son was watching. He's probably embarrassed now, but that's okay.
How is Alex?
He's doing good. He's doing all right. He's hanging in there. Hang on. Oh, he's doing good.
Okay.
My door is so empty.
You might have an extra.
I had to put a fake one up there.
Oh, that is sad.
Oh my gosh.
And I will never forget again.
I like to support her, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. What did I do? Did I lose 60? What the hell is it? Oh, it is. Duh. Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
I kind of like it.
Saw you on Saturday night at the parade too. We walked right behind you.
You did?
Yeah, Jonathan clapped you on the back. I said hi, but you were busy chatting with somebody.
Well,
He was Christina Williams' husband.
oh, okay.
So I understood. John was like, "You got ghosted." I said, "No, he was just busy."
No, I would never do that. Here we Uh-oh.
Hello, good morning, how you doing?
Morning, morning.
Good morning. Okay, campers, rise and shine.
Good morning, Sun Prairie, and welcome to Baker Street.
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do.
This calls for the old Billy Baroo.
Time to rise and shine. Now here's your host, Bill Baker.
Hey, thanks, Lisa, and good morning to you, my former producer and director of this show. We miss you, but a Merry Christmas to you. Her house is so decorated at Christmas time. It's absolutely amazing. Hey, I want a couple of things. Don't forget that December 3rd, the Optimists are having their annual Christmas pancake breakfast from 8 a.m. till noon over at Colonial Club. Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be there. The orchestra will be there a little bit, and then also I'll be there broadcasting directly from the pancake breakfast and having a lot of fun doing it. Stuffing my face with pancakes and talking on the radio. So it's more like, but looking forward to that. So come over and join us, would you? And be a part of that from on December 3rd, 8 to noon, Colonial Club. Hey, don't forget that the Sunbury Lions Club is getting ready to start their Santa visit starting on December 15th. The flyer will be out soon on Facebook. You'll pick that up. If you don't have Facebook, you need to reach out to me and I'll get you the information. Basically what we do is for $25, we come out to your house and we see your kiddo, calling them by name when we walk up to the door, and then we give them a little bit of a treat, and then you have opportunities to take pictures with Santa, and it is a blast. In fact, you might just happen to recognize that jolly old guy in that red suit. He might kind of, once in a while do radio or football games. But yeah, there's 7 of us that do this huge event. During the COVID period, we did 900 kids. And so last year was a little 500, and so we're going to be about the same time. We'll go to Wanakee, Marshall. We'll get out there. We'll get to you. We like helping out. So that's coming up. Watch for the flyer on Facebook, and that will happen. Now, don't forget that on the silent, there's a Barbie auction that's happening, and we're going to be talking about that today. It started yesterday, right?
Friday.
Oh, I got to put yours on. Started Friday. It's the Sudbury Library Foundation is doing this, and so you're going to have to go check that out. We're going to talk about that in a minute. This is one of the coolest events I have ever seen. It's happening right here in Sun Prairie, and they're auctioning off some serious Barbie dolls that are collectors. So get ready, get set, and watch for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget Sunshine Supper tonight. Yep, that's starting at 5 o'clock. Get there earlier. Get in line before 4:30 because sometimes they release early. What you do is come behind the building, get in line, tell them how many meals you want. They put a sticker on your window, pull around to the front, and then they will bring the meals right out to you and say, "Have a nice day." How about that? Pretty cool, huh? I love that Sunshine Supper. I miss being there all that whole time, but that's okay. I got a lot of things going on. I got some new things coming on that I haven't talked about yet. So that's coming up. Maybe next week we'll talk about it. I'm not sure. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. I don't know. Hey, right now, I want to talk to one of our dearest friends. Teresa Stevens is here, Executive Director from the Library Foundation. And she has been doing some amazing things recently, like raising money. And she hasn't raised some money. She's raised a lot of money. And where are we in that number?
We are sitting at 1.8 and change.
2 million. 2 million.
We're very close to the 2 million mark.
Oh man, we got to get over that 2 million.
Yes, we do.
Oh my gosh. So the goal is for 3 million, right?
3.5.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we need your help.
We do need your help. We need the whole community.
Yeah, we do. And so Giving Tuesday is coming up.
Giving Tuesday is tomorrow. Very exciting. This is a worldwide day of giving back, giving to nonprofits. You've got Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, but Tuesday is really for the nonprofit sector and to give what you can to support those nonprofits that are doing really important work in the community.
How do they donate money?
Very easy. You can donate through Facebook pages, directly on our website. Ours is sunlibfoundation.org.
Do that again. Slow down.
Sunlibfoundation.org.
She sounds better doing it than I would be.
And we make it very easy right on our main page. There is a pinkish purple colored button that says Donate Now.
I love
Click
it.
that button and go through the prompts.
Yeah, throw in a few bucks.
Absolutely.
I mean, I never heard. It's really like what is it on TV? PBR.
PBS.
PBS. There you
Yes.
go. PBR.
That's after.
Back to my college days. Six pack of PBR, please. You know, the offshoot of that is red, white, and blue here.
Oh, yes.
That was the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
That would give you a headache like you can't move. Oh my God. Well, we drank it anyway. Because we were young and stupid, that's why. But so the Library Foundation has been going through and just incredible things. So proud of what you've done.
Thank you.
I know it's a challenge. That's a lot of money to raise.
Mhm.
And the community has been so supportive.
Yes.
And it's I can't be prouder of Sun Prairie. They're stepping up. Well, I could be a little bit more prouder, like when they give more money and we can get to $2 million. That would be fun. I know. But you've got something. Oh, I wanted to say first.
Yeah.
This summer, you had the concert out in the field.
Yeah. Yes.
That was a blast.
Thank you.
Are
That was
we
fun.
Are you good planning for next year?
We're hoping to do it again next
All
year.
right.
Yes.
Sweet.
The big thing we are waiting to see is exact location, just with construction barriers. We're not sure how far out they'll go. So as we understand it, they'll start. We break ground early June of next year. So this project is coming. It's real. It's happening.
Cool.
But we still need your support to make sure that
Wow.
it's really good.
Fantastic.
It turns out. But they'll start with the building expansion portion first, and then later on they'll move into the renovation of the current library. So
Okay.
it's both. It's an expansion and it's a renovation of.
Okay.
So I don't know how many people actually understand that renovation part is. It's not just a new wing. It's a lot happening inside to make it more comfortable for everybody. And
Wow.
there's going to be spaces shifting where it's existing now. So that's kind of the brief outline of how the project will go. But in terms of construction barriers, I'm not entirely sure when they'll start with parking lots and the bio-retention ponds, so all of that, just depending on timelines, how we can do that concert. If it's here, maybe we'll move it across the street to Sheehan. But it was a lot of fun.
It was.
We had such a great time. We had a nice turnout. It was
Yeah.
perfect weather.
Yeah.
We got some really neat drone video footage of the event.
That was amazing.
Wasn't that cool?
It really
Yeah,
was.
that was from John at Violet Wolf Media,
Oh, okay.
John Schmidt. So yeah, if you're looking for someone to do some cool drone video footage, I would highly recommend him. He was great.
He did a great
Very,
job.
very easy to work with.
He
Yeah.
did a great job.
Yes.
Those drones are something else.
Yeah, they are.
It's like being down at a football game, UW
Mhm.
football game, and the drone is above you, and you're like, there's a drone up there. They're shooting photo. It's amazing. But that was a fun event. Terry and Alex and I were there and just had a delightful time. And I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're here to talk about something that
With another event.
Another event. I mean, well, this is what you are. You're the event lady, basically. You know. No, seriously, this is going to be not that.
This
Oh,
is
there
going
it
to be
is.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. So talk about it. Barbie auction. It's
Yes.
already started.
Yeah.
But you've got some other stuff going on. All in-person live auction. Blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
Tell me.
Yeah, so Friday we launched the online auction. It's silent auction. It's all online, so you can shop from the comfort of your own home. If you want to do Cyber Monday, you can do Cyber Monday on this auction site. Get yourself a very cool Barbie doll. We do have some buyout options if you want to if there's a doll you have to have, you can click the button of the buyout and that's the price. That doll will be yours here. So we have anything starting from $20 up to several $100s, and some of them are great for your first time Barbie doll, great for kids, great to play with. We have different holiday collections of Barbies from
Oh my gosh.
Stacy, and we've got Becky, and we've we have Barbie, and then we have some of Barbie's friends. So
Oh my
we
gosh.
have some extra cool collections of Barbie. It was donated to us by a very generous donor whose wife had passed away a couple of years. She was the Barbie collector, and they had over almost 400 total. We have over 200 of them that we are putting up for auction right now. So it has been a very busy couple of weeks learning a lot about Barbie. For me, I knew Barbie just as the doll to play with and dress up, and I had a dream house and a silver convertible when I was growing up, which was a lot of fun. But I've learned a lot more about Barbie since then, not just from the movie that came out this summer that's making this an extra fun event,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
just the different molds and types of materials that Barbie's been made with over the years, and Ken too, and how Ken's hair has changed, and how you can kind of tell what decade they were made in. So our Barbies start from the 1950s through
Wow.
mostly the 2010s era. So
Wow.
just it's very cool. So we have online auction going right now. That is at a very specific online site called, it's spplf.cbo.io. You can also find that on our website, sunlibfoundation.org. Click events, and then it will be under there to take you to that site.
Or Facebook.
Or Facebook. And to bid, you just put in your phone number or email address right inside of that site and enter in your information, and you can start bidding. The other part, and this is where I'm very excited about, is December 3rd.
It doesn't let you in unless
Oh.
you put your. Oh no, there it is.
Yep.
But for some reason, I think our internet's down.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you'd think the media center would pay its bill or something.
The
Your
other
site's not
exciting
coming
part,
up is why.
okay, is December 3rd. We have an in-person event, so go to the Optimist Club Pancake Breakfast, get your tummies full, support them, and then in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, doors will open at the community room, and we have a live auction at 2:30. So we pulled out 27 Barbies to be live auctioned, and these are really cool dolls too. It's just been eye-opening to me. I didn't know this much about Barbies, but you can come in, it's $5 at the door, that's to cover refreshments and your bidding paddle, but you can come in, you can just tour. We'll have all of the dolls and clothes and items out on display, so you can come in, just look if you want. If you have no intention of bidding, that's fine, but you'll stop in, check out this really amazing collection. If you're bidding online, come. You can pick up your doll at the end of the event.
Sweet.
And then, yeah, live auction will kick off at 2:30 and run until 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is when the online bidding site will close as well. So you can get your dolls. We'll package them up very nice for you. We have nice tissue
Wrapping
paper, gift wrap.
Oh, you do? You're gonna gift wrap them?
And boxes and bags. So yeah,
Okay.
a lot of these have come with original packaging.
They better have. That's the collector part of it.
Yeah, and some of them are unopened, some of them have been opened and on display, and so
Okay.
we also notate that on the online site.
So I think I still have them, but I have two Beckys
Oh.
in a wheelchair.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I know,
Okay.
and I have had them for years, and I can't remember how I got them. I know it was a wheelchair thing, but I can't remember exactly why I was given them. And I had them forever.
Okay.
And I was keeping them, usually, back in the day, I was, previous to me doing real estate, and I owned Baker Healthcare Distribution. Before that, I was what's called a seating specialist. So I would be somebody that would come out to your home if you were using a mobility base of some type, a manual or power, and then I would help you in the way you're going to sit, the selection of the bases, and that was my life. That's what
Wow.
I did right out of college. And so I was the wheelchair guy, basically.
So someone must have gifted that to you.
Right, they gave them
Okay.
to, and so I've had them for, oh my gosh,
Wow.
30, 40 years.
Might want to look on eBay and see what
I don't know where they are.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Maybe I gave them away and I moved, but
Maybe.
yeah. But I mean, I thought, oh, wow, I'm supposed to hang on to those, you know.
Yeah.
But so, how did this come about? Tell us, where'd you get these Barbies?
So
This is a cool
this
story.
donor, yeah, he lives here in Sun Prairie, and he was very good friends, is very good friends with a former library director, Sharon Zindars.
Okay.
And Sharon was instrumental in helping build the current building, and so she heard about the capital campaign. She's been talking with Shweta and myself, and she just said, you know, I have a friend who has a very unique collection. Do you want to reach out to him? And I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I said, yes, of course. You know, let's see what it is.
And what perfect timing with the Barbie movie and everything.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised you're not dressed in pink today.
I actually own very little pink. Pink is not personally my favorite color.
Okay,
but
all right.
more of a navy blue.
And green.
I'm stepping out with forest green today.
And plaid.
And plaid. Well, 'tis the season.
Yeah.
I have 1 month to wear this scarf.
Oh my gosh. So you had this collection.
Yes.
And it's just being given to you.
Yes.
Donated to you.
Yes. In hopes that it will raise money to support the library expansion project.
Do you have an estimated value, the total value of this thing?
Yeah, we're somewhere between 10 and 15,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But what you're hoping to get 10 or 15,000 from it?
10,000. We're a little over 10,000 with just base starting bid.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
And so do you have? Did you have an appraiser come in and look at these? Or?
We have been working with the president of the Madison Area Doll Collector Club, Marie.
Okay.
And Marie's been spending a lot of hours. She's given us so much valuable time and resources. She is a very avid Barbie collector, and she has books down to clothes
Oh,
and
wow.
dolls and hairstyles and so much. Again, I learned a lot from Marie. But she came in and she really helped us out with identifying dolls that didn't come in original packaging, that we don't know what doll this is. She helped us look at the dolls we did have and just verify that that's really what's in the box,
Sure.
that we didn't mismatch anything. And she helped us a lot with the values too, based
Okay.
on what she had in her books and
Okay.
what she was finding online and what she's seen out and about. So she was incredibly helpful, and she donated all of her time to us. So that was, again, just so major for us and so helpful. But yeah, she's been great.
So did you look? Are there Barbies on eBay?
There are.
And what'd you find out?
Well, we learned that there is a very big spectrum of prices. Something that I found personally interesting was there is a line called the Silkstone Barbies. And these are made with a very different type of product. It's not the plasticky rubber that we all are probably thinking of Barbie. It's a little firmer, made of genuine silkstone.
Oh
So
my gosh.
and they have this very lovely scent to them. It's similar to baby powder smell.
Oh.
And then they just have very intricate clothing. It's much higher level than your repros, as I've come to learn. They're called the reproductions. So the reproduction Barbies are something that most of us are likely to have played with growing up.
Oh my gosh.
But these are limited quantity. Only so many were made, and a lot of them are associated also with fashion designers. It says, Coco Chanel, 1976 Silkstone Barbie, things like that. So we have some of those. It's just been really neat to see these. When we were at the donor's house, it was a little overwhelming walking in and seeing these all on display, just bookshelves and shelves and shelves and shelves, and it was just kind of overwhelming the first time.
Wow.
Wow, these are so many Barbie dolls. You said you had a lot, but this is a lot. And they were just so beautiful. All of the different dresses and skin tones of the Barbies, and we have a couple of very cool Native American Indian Barbies, and we actually have those on display in the library right now. When you walk right into the first set of doors, it's right in there in one of the display cases. And the beadwork is just really interesting to me. So yeah, I can't say enough. We had some very interesting and unique Barbies that surely, if you have a Barbie fan, whether she is 2 years old or 98 years old, you will find a Barbie that speaks to you in this collection. Or a Ken. I'm sorry, I keep leaving out the Kens.
Yeah.
We have some very cool Kens too.
What? Okay. So here's some. I just Googled this. I wanted to know what's the highest price one ever sold for. and it's a Stefano Canturi Barbie. The most expensive Barbie won't just make your jaw drop because of her looks and her price, but also because of the sparkling diamond necklace
Oh my God.
around her neck. And yes, those are real diamonds around the shiny plastic neck. And get this, created by Australian jeweler designer Stefano Canturi, this one-of-a-kind Barbie sold at auction for $302,000.
Oh, is that all?
That's it.
Okay, we don't have that one.
And then De Beers did one also. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yes.
You saw that one too.
I have seen that one.
Oh
I didn't
my
even
gosh.
want to know how much the most expensive one went for, just because that's a lot.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
We don't have any real jewels on our dolls.
But you might have one though coming in here. Back in 1959, the Barbie appeared on the scene, was sold for $3. Today,
Mhm.
the original Barbie, who dons a black and white strapless one-piece bathing suit, gold hoop earrings, that's $1,500. $1,500. Wait, this rare Barbie doll can cost upward of $27,000.
Yep.
So do you have anything from the 50s?
We do.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How about Gala Bend Barbie 1965, sold for $91,000.
Wow.
Lorraine Schwartz Barbie in 2010 sold for $7,500. A brunette ponytail Barbie 59 sold for $67. These things are Karl Lagerfeld. His sold for only $5,200. Marie Antoinette Barbie. This sold headless for $1,250.
Oh my gosh.
No, $3,500. Wow. Well, this is a cool thing.
Yeah, and the event itself is going to be a lot of fun with, the refreshments, with just seeing this collection in person is really special. But then the live auction component will be very fun too. We have a live auctioneer. She is dedicated to wearing a pink sparkly dress and has a pink gavel and is ready to really razzle dazzle those in attendance. I know Sandy Kintner's coming out to cover it too from the media center. So
right.
It's going to be a very fun event.
I have a pink tuxedo.
Oh, excellent.
You didn't ask me though.
No, I didn't.
So I could stay in the
Well,
closet.
yeah.
Yeah. So there is a cost. If you come out, it's going to be $5 at the door. Does that go towards the foundation?
It does.
Okay, cool. And it includes light refreshments, as you're saying, and a paddle for the live auction. That will be fun to see and to watch.
Yes. Yeah, just to come and watch it, even if you're not thinking you're going to bid, that's okay. If you are set on an online bid Barbie,
yeah,
you could still come and watch it and pick up your doll. I think that's the biggest thing is we do want everyone to come and get their dolls by the end of the week, by the 10th. So yeah, just in time for the holidays.
I know,
Get
right?
yourself a unique, one-of-a-kind. We do have a couple of one-of-a-kinds in our collection.
Okay.
Those are ones that we could not really identify, the fashion, the outfit.
Somebody has to know.
Couldn't find it in books. It might be something that was made by the collector. We did receive a lot of different sewing patterns as well. So that is actually one of the bidding items, is this whole collection of bidding patterns of vintage clothing. So it's not just Barbies that we have. We have shoes. Barbie shoes. Those things just get lost all
Gotta
the
have
time.
some
Oh
shoes.
my gosh, those shoes.
Shoes.
I'm still traumatized by those shoes as a kid. Trying to jam them on her little feet and they won't stay.
She didn't have any toes.
Right. Yeah, that would have been helpful.
My G.I. Joes loved Barbie.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I never got to be with Barbie, but kid growing up all by myself, there were no Barbies around. Of course, my sister destroyed all my G.I. Joes. Yes, people, your favorite broadcaster played with G.I. Joes, and I did have the one with the kung fu grip.
Oh, nice.
I did. Had the beard and the hair. It talked. I had the Jeeps. I had everything. I probably had thousands of dollars of stuff that my sister destroyed and my parents gave away.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it's like Toy Story.
Yeah.
The older you get,
Mhm.
it just goes away. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Maureen Crombie, good morning. You're watching us. I'm glad somebody's watching us this morning. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So, what do you have planned after the first of the year?
Oh, great question. We have our spring gala coming up.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Night at the library.
Yeah.
April 13th. You can mark your calendars now.
What's the date again?
April 13th.
When's election?
The week before that. Need a calendar. I don't have April memorized yet, but it's the first Tuesday in April. It's election day.
I am going away on vacation March 16th.
Oh, okay.
Yes, something that was pre-planned before the elections and all that, but
Yeah.
I might need a vacation by that time with all the coverage and everything of the
Certainly.
election process.
Yeah.
We have a few people up for
We
re-election.
do, yeah.
Brent Iceburner is not going to put his name into the hat, but I know there's going to be a couple of people in there already, and that we can't talk about right now, but somebody you probably know might play Santa once in a while.
Might know one or two, yeah.
Maureen Crombie says, good morning, Teresa and Bill. I played with racetracks and Legos. Maureen Crombie, I had one of the coolest Johnny Lightning racetracks you could ever find, and it would be the entire length of this room. It took up my entire bedroom, and when there was if there's a racetrack sitting there that was elevated, because you had to go up and then shoot it around the track, and all, underneath it was all my Army guys.
That's fine.
So I had battle scenarios as a kid, Clean your room, really?
I'm playing.
Oh, she says, I did destroy my sister's Barbie by cutting her hair off.
Yeah.
Maureen, that sounds like you.
The weird Barbie in the Barbie movie, I just loved Kate McKinnon's character, but that resembled so many of my dolls by the end of their stay at my house, I think. A
Yeah.
lot of them had haircuts of varying degrees, maybe not marker on her face, but they were wearing some weird outfits and
Oh my gosh.
mismatched shoes because things never stayed on.
Do you think Terry McElroy had Barbies?
I know she did.
She did?
Yeah, she's told me.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
How about Swetha?
I believe she did.
Oh,
and
yes.
we have a couple of tennis Barbies, which she is very excited about.
Oh,
She's
my goodness.
very big into tennis.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh.
We have downhill ski, Ken Barbie, all kinds of figure skating Barbies, tennis, bowling. We have a bowling Barbie.
Bowling
She comes
Barbie.
with her own bowling bag and ball.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
8-pounder? 12 pounder?
Yeah, it's pretty light.
It's got those delicate fingers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Any cars or anything like that? The pink Corvette?
We don't have any cars. We do have some clothes still in original unopened packaging. We have an inflatable couch. It's green, white, and orange. So if you have a vintage vibe going with any of your Barbies, we can help accommodate with her furniture.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, okay. Thank you.
That's
Thank you very
something.
much.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we actually have some collector, like mini Barbie magazines.
Uh-huh.
They're like maybe 3 inches by 3 inches or so. We have several of those. We have some collecting cards of Barbie.
Uh-huh.
Those are all sold as a lot as well.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, let's just talk about the library for a couple of minutes.
All right.
Folks, something I want you to know. If you are a small business owner, like I is, because I don't have an office anymore. I work out of my home. But when I want to have a meeting, what I do is I go to the library and I reserve one of the reading rooms.
Yeah.
And so you have a meeting in there. Guess how much it costs? Nothing. Costs zero. You just need to be a card-carrying library member.
Yep.
Something like that. And then also, we have the Friends group that is part of the media center. And we hold our meetings in what I call the boardroom, but it's not a boardroom. It's a, what's it?
I also call it the boardroom.
It's
but
the boardroom.
The,
Community? Not the community room.
the conference room.
Conference room,
Mhm.
yeah. there's two big rooms in there, so you could have a nice meeting with maybe 15 people or more. We did a strategic planning in there. I've been with other organizations where we've been in there, and then you've got the community room as you first walk in that you can reserve, and that's pretty large.
Yeah.
It's,
75 is comfortable
Is
with
it?
tables and chairs.
Okay.
We can do more without tables.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then the another thing that you can do, if you are not aware of this, because you're probably being bombarded with this during Christmas time, is Ancestry.com. You can use for free at the library.
Yep.
I'll say that again. That's like $700 thing. I think it's like $700. You can do it for free at the library.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's just a very relaxing place.
It is.
We need a coffee maker in there.
There is coffee in there.
There is?
In the Friends bookstore.
What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Stop in and see them.
Oh my god. Do I have to pay for it?
I think it's $1.
A whole dollar?
Oh no. And they have snacks.
I can't.
So if you're ever feeling snackish at the library.
Or snacky.
Yeah, snacky. Stop in.
Oh
See
my.
the Friends of the Sun Prairie Public Library. They run the Read Before bookstore.
Okay.
And
what's that all about?
Oh, it's great. So if you have books you're ready to get rid of, move out of your house,
Sure.
you need more space, you can drop them off,
What?
give them a call or send them an email or stop in at their store, let them know you have books, you can drop them off at the library.
Uh-huh.
They take them, they then resell them. That is their way of raising funds. And they also sell snacks. They have chips and
sure.
candy bars, drinks, coffee.
Coffee?
At the bookstore when you're at the library. And all of that money goes back also to the library. They help support the library champion signs you see all around town. They help out with the summer reading program, things like the snow cones at the kickoff party and at the year-end or wrap-up parties.
Sure.
They help support some of the people who come in during the summer to do their presentations to Zoozort and
Okay.
yeah, just they're great. So, but that's how they make their money. So they sell the books
Oh, that's
both
cool.
in the bookstore. So if you're looking for a very inexpensive holiday gift, you can swing by there. You can help reuse, recycle books, and they also have an online store on eBay. So that was one of their COVID pivots.
What?
As they moved.
How come I didn't know this?
I don't know.
I know everything.
Where? You can go on eBay and also support the Library Friends group by purchasing used books through there.
So folks, what you just heard was priceless. So if you're looking to buy small gifts for people, I love books for gifts. I love to read. Most recently, I'd say like the last couple of months, I have gone back to my set time of reading every day, and I take time. Now, I have right now 2 books that I'm reading, and which is not unusual for me. And so one is pleasure, one is work, and one is so that way it's just enjoyable. That's my thing. I love doing that, and so I'll read probably a good hour, maybe 2 hours a day, which that blows people away. They go, "Where do you find time?" I make time. I was up at 4 o'clock. I'm reading at 4:15 because I've got my cup of tea and I'm sitting down. I'm getting my body ready for the day, and I'm reading, getting my mindset too. Here's what I want you to know, folks. These are perfect gifts. These are awesome gifts. And I know Terry is a part of a program where she gets books every month now. They're used books.
Okay.
But somebody gave it to her as a gift. You pay for it, but she gets 2 or 3 books. If you don't like the book, you can send it back.
Oh, okay. That's neat.
I don't know. I have to find out more about that.
Yeah.
Because now I'm interested. Because that's a nice moneymaker for the foundation.
Oh, that's for the Friends group.
Oh, for the Friends group. I'm sorry, for the Friends group. And so, what a great thing to do.
Yeah.
I never knew it.
Yes.
I got to do that.
Yes.
I just walk right by that room.
Oh, that's a shame. There's so many great things inside
That's a
there.
that's a
It's
shame.
a shame.
Oh, that's such a shame.
But I don't think you're alone either.
Yeah.
Despite it being first thing inside, I think people get kind of tunnel vision
Sure.
when they walk in. They're there to drop off their books at the book drop,
Right.
get inside, and either grab their holds and get out, or they're there for programming. And there's so much to explore inside, and we really encourage you give yourself a few extra minutes.
Yeah.
Stop in, check out the bookstore. And these books, they're not 50 cents, $1, $3. These are not hugely expensive books. This is not Barnes and Noble.
No.
But
Or half-price books.
Right. We will let you can sit and linger.
Sure.
It's okay.
Yeah. Hey, and here's the thing too. Donate your books. It's still a deduction. It's okay.
Right.
Instead of going to half-price books, where they might give you a few dollars for it, just go ahead and donate these books, and then let them make the money on it, and you're supporting our community.
Right.
And that's one of the most valuable things about our library. As a real estate agent, I can tell you one of the key items for this city and what people like about it is the library. And they always mention the library, and our parks, our walkways, our bike trails, and the way our city is set up, how friendly it is, our schools, our library. It's amazing when all of a sudden you'll ask them, well, why did you select Sun Prairie? Well, blah, 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 library. I'm like, really? Really? There was something going on about libraries when I was a kid. Yeah. I was allergic to them.
Oh.
Yeah. Even in college, I think I was allergic to them. Well, I don't like being quiet, it's...
Yeah, that's not really your thing.
No. So what am I missing? Did we get everything?
We hit quite a bit. Yeah,
Cool.
I would say Giving Tuesday, don't forget, tomorrow.
Yeah. And, every little dollar
Absolutely
helps.
Yeah.
Little donation. Do this. Listen, if you're listening to this right now, this is cool. Make a monthly donation. Set it up where it's automatic. Give a credit card. $20. Come on, $20.
We have that now. Literacy leaders.
There you go.
You can become part of a special group of folks through the Library Foundation for as little as $10 a month.
Okay.
You get it set up, become a regular recurring donor.
All right, I like this.
And you will see special invitations to different events and discounts on tickets, just as our way of saying thank you for your continued support.
Way cool.
Yes.
Way cool. Well, I appreciate you talking about
Thank you
this.
for having me today.
Hey, we're not done. You got to sit here because
Okay.
I
That's
love
fine.
being around
We'll
you.
just rap about whatever else.
Yeah, well, we talk. So, I've always called you the bee lady. I know you're not doing that anymore.
Not right now.
But I got to tell you, I get bee videos on Reels all the time.
Yeah.
And there's this one lady, excuse me. She doesn't wear any
I know.
garb.
I know.
And she's handling these bees. She's scooping them up and putting them into their houses and stuff.
Yeah.
How does she not get stung?
She might, but I don't know. Good for her. That's all I can say.
Well, yeah, I know, right?
Good for her.
I'm like, do these bees? Do they know when you're afraid, or?
They can definitely pick it up
Yeah.
from you, so you do have to enter very calm and kind of zen, like you need to just breathe calmly, and even if
sure.
you're getting a little nervous, if their buzzing is getting louder, and you have to listen to them, you have to be ready and in the moment.
Wow.
And if you try to rush them, they'll get you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a queen. You always have to have a queen.
Yeah.
And she's amazing how she finds that queen.
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of keepers, they mark the queen too.
They mark the queen?
Yeah, so there's special markers, and you can put it on their backs.
Okay.
So it's just like a little dot. It might be white or green or blue,
Okay.
or pink, whatever colors you're using. Different keepers have different colors depending on the hive, so they can keep track of their queens. I didn't do that.
No.
No, because I was nervous of
Yeah.
killing the queen.
Yeah, I know, right? It seems like, let me just mark you here. Here, let me put a tattoo on your arm. No. Oh, did I say that? Oh, that was me. But but she can find the queen.
Yes.
It's amazing. I'm
But
looking.
they're larger.
I know, but she'll be like, oh, there she is. I'm like, where? I feel like the dog or the cat chasing the light. I'm like, where's that queen?
Yes.
But it's just amazing. And then I learned, and my interest is because of you. You started me on this, which I think that's cool in itself. But
Yeah.
well, we've been friends now for a long time.
We have.
A couple of weeks. And but to learn about bees is just it's amazing of what they how important that they are. But I learned that the worker ants can kill that queen once in a while.
Yeah.
Why would they kill the queen? Oh, she's not producing.
Yeah, if she's not producing. Also, queens, they live for about 2 to 3 years typically, so they'll go through a couple of winters.
Okay.
But all of the other worker bees, depending on if they're a drone or a worker bee, they have a 21-day or 28-day life cycle. So they don't last forever. They
Wow.
cycle through very fast, which is why the queen needs to be
Laying eggs.
laying eggs all the time.
Is that why honey is created? It's to feed the queen?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and to keep the hive through the winter.
Okay.
So the queen does slow down on her production during the winter months.
Okay.
Just because there isn't a whole lot, you don't want to be trying to feed a bunch of new people, right? Like
Okay.
it's inviting a whole bunch of people in your house for Thanksgiving and then they don't leave,
Okay.
you know, ever.
Well, I was gonna say, all of a sudden these bees are just dying, and you got
Yes.
new ones, and it's wintertime. Do they stay in the hive, or
They do.
are they flying out?
They mostly stay in the hive, but if the temperature is above 35 degrees, they'll do what they call cleansing flights. So they'll carry out the dead bees.
Okay.
They're very clean creatures. They will hold their excrement until they can do a cleansing flight, and then that's
Wow.
also the point of it. So they're
Oh my
constantly
gosh.
cleaning. But when we
Wow.
have something like a polar vortex where it's multiple days, very, very cold,
Sure.
that usually will kill the whole hive. They just freeze. So they typically can keep it around 80 degrees in the winter,
Uh-huh.
just by rubbing their little bodies together.
Oh my gosh.
and they clump together in
Okay.
the winter. So they find ways to keep themselves warm, but it's either condensation will build up inside of the hive and then the water drips and that'll kill them, or it's just so brutally cold that it doesn't matter how hard they work, they'll just get cold and
Wow.
freeze. So there's all kinds of things that keepers can do with where they place the hives at the end of the fall, early winter, south facing, wrap boxes, wrap some insulation around them, help with ventilation. So
Wow.
good keepers are doing all of those things to try to help keep them, overwinter them.
Wow.
hmm
So do you think you'll ever go back to it?
Possibly someday when I'm not quite as busy, but we'll see. I don't know when that's going to be at the moment.
Oh my goodness. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Had a great Thanksgiving.
So what do you have? Do you celebrate Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving
We
Day?
do.
You do?
We do,
Okay.
yes. And we hosted this year. We had
Oh,
my
you did?
brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their daughter Caroline with us.
Okay.
She's 4 3/4 years old.
Oh, what a cutie! I bet. She likes parties. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Not,
yet.
not a whole lot. But she did have a great time playing with her cousins.
Okay.
So it was fun.
Oh, awesome.
But Jonathan smoked a turkey, and we had all of the sides, mashed potatoes and gravy and sweet potatoes, orange fluff Jello salad, rolls, cranberry sauce.
Oh my gosh.
So much food.
Traditional, very traditional.
Yes, we're still eating leftovers.
Oh, I know we will forever. I tell you. How long does it take to smoke a turkey?
It took him about 12 hours.
12 hours.
Yeah. So he got up in the morning.
Okay.
He got started around 4
Yeah.
in the morning. Yeah.
So is he putting butter under the skin,
No.
or did he soak it or brine soak it,
No.
or no, nothing like that?
No.
No olive oil or nothing.
There might
Just-
have been a little olive oil,
Yeah.
but no, he lets the wood chips
Okay.
do the work, the flavoring.
Wow. And so what's the difference between yams and sweet
I can
potatoes?
answer this question. They are two different vegetables.
They are.
They are.
How do you know?
A yam is longer and
Yes.
smaller,
Yes.
and it has a lot more sugar content, natural sugar.
Okay.
And it's also a deeper orange. It's almost reddish orange. Versus a sweet potato, they are rounder. Their skin is a little more light brown, russet, like a potato.
Like a potato.
And it's just orange.
So if I made both of those and set them right out in front of you, could you tell the difference?
I probably could.
Is it by taste or by look?
I think by
Preference?
look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one,
Huh.
it has just a deeper hue to it.
Yeah, I don't like either one of them.
That-
I'll eat them.
I love sweet potatoes. But I do mine with a nice brown sugar crumble topping,
Oh, you
and
do?
then I do a couple marshmallows on top and make sure the marshmallows are like perfectly golden gooey.
Oh, listen to you.
Yeah.
Wow. Another surprise in you.
Oh,
I
I
tell
love
you.
to cook.
I will, if I'm out somewhere at somebody's house and they have sweet potatoes or yams, I will eat them to be polite.
That's nice of you.
But I will not. No,
Enjoy it.
I might starve if I had to eat
Oh.
the sweet potatoes.
Oh, wow.
No, no, no.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we eat those
Oh,
quite a
yeah.
bit.
Yeah?
Fall through winter.
Oh, you do?
Mostly. Yeah.
Oh.
And sometimes in the summer, but they're not really in season at that time.
So no unique kind of food dish for your family?
We tried a new Brussels sprout salad.
Oh.
That
Little
was a
Brussels
dud.
or
Well, we shaved.
balsamic?
It was supposed to be like shaved.
Yeah.
You know, so
Sure, sure.
very finely sliced Brussels sprouts, tossed in a apple cider, lemon juice, orange juice, vinaigrette. That had bacon, which I was like, yeah, it's got bacon, we're fine, right? That's gonna be delicious.
Absolutely, anything with bacon.
Some crushed almonds. It was a dud.
Wow.
It was a little sad. The dressing just wasn't there. So
As long as there's stuffing, Maureen says.
there was stuffing,
I
and the
love
stuffing turned out great.
I will take my stuffing
It's fine.
and take the cranberries.
We had no shortage of food. This was not
Ah!
a house.
Not at my house either. I take a little bit of the cranberries and I put it in my stuff, mix it in with my stuffing.
yeah.
Gives it that little. And
We used apples.
you use apples?
Mhm.
Okay.
Grab
Carrie
it all.
uses oranges
Ooh.
and her cranberries.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, tasty.
Good.
Oh, tasty.
Very nice.
I tell you. So Black Friday are you a Black Friday shopper?
No.
You're not? How about? Well, that was quick, man. How about Cyber Monday? Are you a Cyber Monday person?
Not a whole lot. You know, a lot of my shopping actually was on Saturday.
Oh.
We
Local?
local. So
Okay,
we hit
cool.
up Sun Prairie.
Yeah.
Got our little tote bag from Beans and Cream.
Okay.
And hit up a bunch of stores. Nest was our first stop, and
Sweet.
then walked down the row, stopping in. Got some nice punch at Wisconsin Apparel, and
Okay.
yeah, we had a great time, and then we took a break, had lunch at home, more turkey, and then we picked up the rest of the crew, and we went down to State Street in Madison, rode the trolley. They have the free holiday trolley.
I forgot about that.
And there they gave us another little tote bag filled with all kinds of coupons and discounts, and so then we hit up the University Bookstore and a few others that had coupons inside of the bag.
Okay.
Stopped at the state capitol, took a sneak peek at the holiday tree.
Right.
Stopped at Fromagination, got some free cheese samples and
Love
bought
their
some
cheese.
Love the cheese.
Oh my God, their cheese is amazing.
Yes.
I tell you.
Got a little wedge of the Luna. If you
Yeah.
haven't had the Luna, go try
I
that
have
one.
not.
That one is really good. It's got these little salt crystals that just pop in your mouth.
Oh my gosh. Listen to you. Hey, you know, the Nest is something that people forget about.
Yes.
They think it's like just a what do you call it, a decorating
Things
store.
for home interior
Yeah.
design. Yeah, there's so much more inside, and it was
There's
just
tchotchkes.
done up to the nines on Saturday. I'm sure it'll be that way throughout the whole holiday season, but I got cute napkins to just add into gift baskets, got great glassware to add. You know, if you're building baskets for people, you're gonna go give them a bottle of wine, stop and get yourself some cute glasses too. Some platters. What else did we pick up? Got some ornaments. They had all kinds of interesting ornaments in there.
I like
There's
when they
so
do.
much.
Did you put your decorations up yet?
Oh yes, yeah, we decorated on Friday.
Oh, you did Friday?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
We had to hold the girls back from doing it
Did you?
until Friday because they were ready. Like,
Huh?
you know, they didn't have school on Wednesday, and they were already on. It's like, can we put up the tree today? And I was like, can we wait until like we've eaten Thanksgiving dinner? How's Friday?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah, there was definitely some Black Friday shopping done in our household, but it was all online. We didn't go to stores on Friday. It's just,
No.
I've been there, done that. I've
Yeah.
learned my lesson. I don't find that enjoyable.
I don't either. I don't think it's fun at all.
No.
And
I love the small businesses, and
Yeah.
I love what we have here in Sun Prairie. We have
Exactly.
just really unique gifts. We have great shops.
Absolutely.
The one shop I did not get to was
Hated
the
this.
Piano Gal.
You didn't get to her?
No, and I really wanted to. Sorry, Marta.
Yeah.
But I'll
Okay,
get
cool.
I'll get there in the next week.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I tend to buy, like, she has great mugs and sheet music that I love to gift, so, yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're running out of time here because I
Okay.
want to do something. But
Okay.
I was going to ask you one other thing. I can't remember what it was. Blah, 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 blah. Fire and Lights, you enjoyed that?
Really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't see you guys.
That's all right.
But you told me that Jonathan tapped me on the shoulder?
Yeah.
Well, what was happening where I was standing in front of the Sunbury Media
Mhm.
Center thing is people kept doing that so I
Oh,
would
yeah.
move
Yeah.
so they could get by. And I kept thinking, didn't they close off the sidewalk?
No.
Why are people bothering me? Come on. I'm here to
Yeah,
watch
so
the
we were
parade.
standing right next to the stage.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, so we were right in the sidewalk area for the museum.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but you were closer to the road.
I was.
And we were tucked in a little more.
Yeah.
Between the steps and the stage. So, yeah, we stood back. We didn't have to be front row watching
No.
the parade. Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was. I thought it was very cool to have Fitchburg come in.
Cottage Grove,
Cottage Grove.
Wanakee.
Well, yeah, Wanakee brought it with theirs.
Oh,
I
man.
loved theirs. Yeah,
You
it
know,
was lovely.
Santa Claus is coming
Yeah,
to town.
It's one of my favorite events of the holiday season.
Mine
is
too.
Going down there, I just love it.
And that Santa is just so cool.
Yeah,
Boy, he looks
love,
familiar.
I love being able to say, Santa, I know him.
Oh my gosh. Oh. It's great to have somebody, and they have our media center down there. If you missed the Fire and Lights show, it is on demand. Go to KSUN, go to On Demand Fire and Lights, and you can watch that.
Yes.
Great evening, and yeah, what a way to bring the community together. And there were probably 1,000 people down there, if not more.
Yeah.
You know, that's
That's a
kind
lot.
of cool. Hey, as we listen to Bruce Springsteen, I want to say thanks for listening. Don't forget about Sunshine Supper tonight. It starts at 5 o'clock. Get there early. And I believe it's pulled chicken sandwiches, whatever that means.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
And I don't know who the sponsor is for it. Don't forget about the pancake breakfast on Sunday for the Optimists. And look for the Sudbury Lions flyer for Santa visits. That's an experience you will never forget and you will never not do again. For $25 to have Santa and an elf come out, give a present to your kiddos, and as they open up the door going, "Hi Teresa, I'm glad to see you," and to watch the kids go, "Oh, he knows my name." It's a blast. Teresa Stevens, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Phil.
Don't forget you have the Barbie auction that's going on. It's going to be live on Sunday at the library, but also it's live right now. What's that? Website?
stplf.cbo.io.
Awesome, man! I tell you,
Thank
support
you.
the Library Foundation.
Yes.
They're building our dreams. I tell you, making them even better because we can just dive in a book and
That's
go anywhere in the world we want to. So, hey, till Wednesday for the Sudbury Real Estate Show. I want to say thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the show, and have a great what do you call it?
Monday.
Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday. Go buy some stuff. Just don't charge it. Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
If you buy it online,
Yeah.
watch that debt, okay? Bye, Prairie. Take care. Have a great morning. Oh, we're going to get shot for that. Good. Facebook's going to shut it down, I bet. Because they could hear Bruce,
Oh.
so they'll come and go, "No, you can't play this." Damn it. Oh, well. Did that go okay?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
great. Thanks.
Let me get us off Facebook.